All right, what I want to do with this here is to walk us through a kind of simple example of a strange loop, just so you get an idea of how everything is, in fact, a strange loop. And this is a simple enough one that I think it can sort of display what it is that we're talking about. So what we have here is essentially just a blank page. And this is the screen, the field. This is the source of creative possibility. There's infinite freedom here to make meaning in any way we want because there's really nothing there. Okay? So we're going to change it slightly here. We're going to add a mark on this screen here. This is just a black on white, and so we can see it. And so it has it gives a variability to it. So it's not a uniform screen anymore. So we've got something there. We've made some kind of mark. And as it happens, this mark is in the form of a circle, which could be a geometric form. It could be a zero. It could be the letter O. So there's lots of possibilities for the meaning that this could display. We don't know. We would have to have some sense of context. So let's add a little bit to this so we can see as we move from this very fundamental level of simply marks on a page, which have multiple kinds of meaning. If we add more to it, we're going to move up a level of complexity by adding some more, in this case, letters. And these letters, as it happens, actually form a word. So we go from a letter, which is lots of, there's only 26 of them, at least in our alphabet, into words where many, many more possible words are there. So we have an F, an L, and a W next to the O, so we have the word flow. And as a word, it actually conveys to us meaning. But flow of what? What is this that's changing? We don't really know. So let's add a few more letters. We're going to move up and clarify this a little bit. Oh, wait, this isn't flow. This is flower. Suddenly the meaning changes because the context has changed. So we understand that just because there are letters there, that doesn't necessarily make a firm meaning. There's some movement there in terms of the realm of possibilities is now being more limited because we have more letters. Okay, so now we're up to the letter or the word level. Let's add some more words. And now we have a whole phrase. It's not a sentence, but it's kind of an odd phrase. And a heaven in a wild flower. People don't normally talk that way. This is a special kind of phrase. This is a phrase that would not necessarily appear in the newspaper account of something. Something about this has a certain poetic quality. So you notice that not only is it a sentence or a sentence fragment, but it also has other kinds of qualities that reveal what it may be meaning. So we're having more and more meaning arise as we add more and more detail to this. All right, so we're going to go from this sentence, we're going to move up another level of complexity. And this is now the full quote: to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. And you say, wait, I know this. I've heard this before. Oh, yeah, this is from William Blake's Auguries of Innocence. Now, if you're familiar with this from an English class at some point, you have also understood that William Blake wrote a whole poem here. This is just a fragment of a much longer poem. And you know that Blake wrote a lot of other things. And he was an author that wrote at a particular time and in a particular place and with a particular community of other poets. And so as you know more and more about this particular phrase, it takes on more and more meaning. You understand the depth of it, when it happened. And so there's much more to it than just a blank page or an O or a word or a sentence. So we can see how it is that this simple thing arises from the basic marks on a page into meaning and history and it appears at all those levels all the time. So it is a kind of strange loop that exists in history, as language, as words on a page. It is, in fact, a strange loop. All right. Take care.